So what's up, guys? In light of the news that Safeway and Fred Meyer are merging, this is an important time to organize workers. Organize Fred Meyer personnel, Safeway personnel, unionize. Because guess what? Fred Meyer is vehemently anti-union. I worked at Fred Meyer from 2018 to 2021. I worked in produce and grocery. And Fred Meyer's treated me like shit. I had to take two buses across town, or I had to walk 20 minutes, take a bus, walk another 20 minutes to get to work. And sometimes I had to walk up to the Diamond Mall. I was at 071, which is the store on Diamond Boulevard, and I had to walk all the way up to the Diamond Center to catch the damn bus to get home. And it was a long ass commute. I had to walk through snow. I had to walk through rain. Not fun. I also did all the dirty work for Fred Meyer. I cleaned up all the spills. I shoveled outside the garbage chute in 12-degree weather. Not fun. And furthermore, so not only was I never promoted after all the friggin' work I put in, I was also assaulted by a coworker on January 7th, 2020. And then Fred Meyer tried to sack me because during the pandemic, I tried to remind coworkers to wear their mask properly, and I was stepping out of line because I wasn't a manager. So I couldn't remind people to wear their coworkers to wear their mask correctly. And they just treated me like shit. They just treated me like shit at Fred Meyer. Like I was an expendable person, expendable laborer that wasn't like, and this is what actually, in one way, helped me radicalize. And even though Bayshore is like not a diverse area, like as opposed to like say Midtown or Fairview, Rogers Park, Muldoon, those areas, like my coworkers were pretty diverse. And this ties into like Midwest Marks being like totally detached from reality. Like these guys at Midwest Marks have never worked at grocery or produce at Fred Meyer. I have. This is literally, see, Fred Meyer. Where do you think I got this? Friggin' Goodwill? No, I got it in 2018 when I was working there, dude. Like, come on. But I did literally everything for Fred Meyer, filling in for other departments, working my own department. And Fred Meyer is a vehemently anti-union store. And the only departments in Alaska in Fred Meyer that are union are meat and seafood. Grocery's not union, produce is not union, floral's not union. So that being said, when I floated the idea by coworkers, they were not really receptive to it. They kind of shot the idea down, saying that, oh, the unions take your wages, even though union dues are the price you pay for representation in the workplace, and unions are a small step into seizing the means of production. So it's just worrisome that Fred Meyer and Safeway are merging. I literally shop at Safeway so I don't have to shop at Fred Meyer. Because I know Safeway is union, they're a part of UCFW, and they have better quality products, they have better quality fish, better quality vegetables, better quality eggs, better quality olives, better quality avocados, better quality turkey burgers, right? Than Fred Meyer does. They have more halal options than Fred Meyer. They have more organic options than Fred Meyer. So now, with that being said, if the two merge, there is the risk that the union at Safeway, UCFW, might be dissolved. And when I was there last time, when I went shopping at Safeway last time, I talked to the cashier at self-checkout, and he's about the merger, and he's like, yeah, there's that risk that the union might be dissolved. Like they laid hella people off already, and he was even thinking of finding another field of work in tech or the healthcare industry, just so he would be unionized, just to have that representation. And because of the risk of the union being dissolved, and even though Fred Meyer pays their workers more than Safeway, like the union benefits at Safeway are way better, he said. So with the risk of Fred Meyer and Safeway merging and Fred Meyer just coming in and dissolving the union. Because trust me, I worked at the only like union store like that's really big at Fred Meyer is the one in Beaverton, and that's about it. I mean, there's a couple in Oregon and a couple others in Oregon and Washington that are a union, but like the really big main store in the big Freddy's that's union is the one in Beaverton, right? So again, that's a huge deal that Safeway and Fred Meyer Kroger is like the second largest retailer in the United States after Walmart, one of the larger ones in North America in general. So again, as a former Fred Meyer employee, and after everything I went through there, again, I was almost sacked for reminding a coworker to wear a mask. And they talked to me because I wasn't a manager and I was reminding coworkers to wear masks repeatedly. Like, what the fuck? Like, this was during the pandemic. This was in 2020 when there was a pandemic going on. Like, come on now. And also the fact that I was assaulted there and I didn't get any justice. I don't even think Fred Meyer's just sacked the guy. Like, it's not like they helped me get justice or whatever. And then also the fact that sometimes in the break room they would play Fox News and I would change the channel to RT. It's like, and then also they would have like racist shows from like the 70s in there, and I just didn't want no part of that. So I would change the channel, or I would ask them nicely to change the channel. And you know, that's Bayshore that's the Bayshore neighborhood for you. Because I worked at the store on Diamond Boulevard, and I had to commute a long way to work each way. I would have to take 2 buses, or I would have to walk 20 minutes each way to the bus, and sometimes through rain and snow. So it really sucked. And this is an example of a situation where the workers need to come together, because how are we going to seize the means of productions if the workers can't unionize, right? And then also you have to take into account that a lot of the people in the bakery and deli departments, and to a lesser extent meat and seafood, actually the seafood manager included, and the meat manager actually, you know, they migrated here from the Philippines. Like, Anchorage is a huge Filipino community, and most Filipinos work in retail, right, in Anchorage. So including, and actually my ex's dad worked there. Like, he was working meat and seafood when I worked there. He was doing double duty between Sagaya and Fred Meyer, and he had to only do Sagaya because of his health issues. But yeah, so it's kind of a big deal that Fred Meyer and Safeway are merging, and I haven't heard other people talk about this. So we have to rally the union at Safeway to put up a big stink about this, and unionize the workers at Fred Meyer so they can put up a big stink about this, and they can unite, and then they can seize the means of production. Like, it seems like Fred Meyer wants to control literally everything in the Pacific Northwest, and I'm not going to let that. As a former Fred Meyer employee, I'm not going to let that happen. Because like now, if they merge, and if UCFW at Safeway is dissolved, then your only choice is to get veggies at either Red Apple or Sagaya, right? And then get your fish at Sagaya, obviously, and then and eggs at Sagaya, and then get your meat from a halal market. That's the only real option, because no one wants to shop at Walmart. No one wants to shop at Fred Meyer. You know what I mean? So that's the only option, and it's a wild time we're in, and we have to rally the working class. So there you go. And then also another concern I have is, actually I'll save that for another video. Let's save that for another video. But that's all for now. Peace.